Hello, hello, and hello. I am Latonia Hendry, and this is A Woman's Soul Restored. We are in season 5, episode 24. It has been a continuous journey. We took one little break and came right back. So we're thankful to God to still be able to be relevant and move and flow as we do to get information to you all in a manner that is through this podcast. This week I am going to be speaking on something that is near and dear to me, something that has been a part of my life since early 2005. So we're talking about 20-ish years now. But some things that you're passionate about, that holds your heart, that you really don't see yourself without it, those are the things that make us up. Those are the things that keep us going. Those are the things we want to share with friends and loved ones and others. Those are just the things that are a part of our lives. So today I'm going to be talking about something that's a significant part of my life, and that is entrepreneurship for women. Entrepreneurship for women. Is there a secret entrepreneur in you? I asked myself this question many years ago when I stepped out on my own, because prior to that, I always had this thing inside of me where I wanted to work for myself. So I started in probably 96, 95, 94, no, other direction, 97, researching companies where I could do um, work for myself. I wanted to be home with my children. I didn't want to work a hard job. And at that time, I was working at warehouse and manufacturing, which is what my background is, warehouse and manufacturing. So my children were little. My boys were, and my daughter, she was preteen. So I wanted to spend time with my children. I wanted to find something that I can do to be able to match or replace that income, and I stay at home. So the first thing I really gave a shot at, oh, let's say somebody talking about you when your nose itch. My nose is itching, but y'all excuse me, it's aggravating. But the first thing I put my feet in as stepping out into an entrepreneur or entrepreneurship was Herbalife. And I did Herbalife. I started slow. I bought the larger, because they had different packs that you could buy. You could start small or you could start big. And I said I wanted to start big. I wanted to see what I can do with it, because at the time I was over 300 pounds. So I needed some Herbalife in my life. I had liked the concept of the company, I had liked the products, and I figured it was something I could do after I tried it. And I saw what it did for me. It really helped me come down on my weight significantly. So I bought into it. I did well with it. I mean, people looked at me and saw how it was doing for me. I mean, the weight dropped off. I was more active. I had energy. And I just loved the products. I loved everything. And I did well with it. And back in the day, we had you could print the flyer and put the pull tabs with your telephone number on them. And I would go around Savannah each week checking those pull tabs, and those pull tabs were moving, and I was getting phone calls, and I was running a business. So I was an entrepreneur in 1990. I think it was a year after I got married. So the first time. 1997, because I got married in 96. Personal situations, my ex-husband telling me I was wasting my time, even though I was bringing money in. He said basically I was wasting my time and letting other people talked me out of what I was doing, because if I know like how I know now, that would not have happened. Trust me. But back then, I was a little more con- concerned about what other people thought. And they was like, girl, you gonna stop your job to do that? I mean, who's to say that's gonna last? And the more I heard it, I was like, they right. So I ended up stopping. And it was one of the worst decisions I could have made, because I was on the verge of moving up the ladder, and really, really loved the company, and it just broke my heart to have to had given it up. And I didn't have to. That was the thing. I didn't have to give it up, but I listened to the voices of other people, and I ended up giving it up. A while later, and this is after I ended up getting divorced in 1999, I had to be self-sufficient as being a single mom. So I had to work my job. I had to not take the chance to try to float out and try to do something else in entrepreneurship when I had three children that I know needed to take care of me with the income I had. And I didn't do bad being in, and those of you that know about warehousing and manufacturing, those are the higher paying jobs. And back then, you didn't find too many women doing those jobs. I was proud to be able to do those types jobs and be very good at it. So it was a while there that I didn't explore anything, didn't do anything. And I would say about 2003, I married. After me and my current husband got married. We got married in 2002. This is really aggravating. Y'all excuse me. Whoever's talking about me, please stop so I can get through this episode. It's the twitching nose and ugh. But we got married in on April 13th, 2002. It was supposed to be 2001, but my father passed in 2001, and I really wanted him to walk me down the aisle. So it was hard on me when he passed. The last thing on my mind was getting married. So we postponed it to until the next year, and we ended up getting married in 2002. And I still worked. The It was a major company here that came to Savannah from Pooler, which is on the outskirts of Savannah. They came here. It's an England-based company. I don't want to call the company's name, but I ended up going there. Well, first I worked at this company called Cardinal Health that was here, and they relocated. And some days I still look back and said I should have went with them, because they were the people that moved to Florida where they were locating to. They gave them a package where their housing and stuff was paid for 2 years. Um, all their amenities would have been paid for. And I seriously thought about it. And this was while I was with the ex-husband, and he talked me out of it. He's like, you don't want to go there. I don't know nobody in Florida, which all my people are in Florida, all my daddy's people, a lot of them. But I listened to him and I didn't do it. And now I still sometimes look back at like, I should have went. But moving forward, I ended up in trying some other things, doing some other companies, multi-level marketing, MLM. And for the most part, I would do good in them, but that's wasn't where my passion was. And I want to talk about that today, because there's nothing wrong with multi-level marketing. But the thing with that nowadays is you really have to do your research on that company. And we have plenty of sources where you could research a company to see, first of all, are they legitimate? Because there are so many scams now until it's ridiculous. You really have to be careful when somebody's asking you to make an investment for something for you, and then it's either not what they said, or you don't hear anything from them anymore after they get your money, or how you were contacting them before, you're now not able to contact them. So you have to be really careful about um choosing a route to where you're investing, you're making a financial investment into something. Because if it, and I've had plenty that have really went left because of those reasons I just stipulated. They weren't who they were. The company wasn't legitimate. They were somebody representing something that really wasn't what they said it was. So through the years, I have lost a multifaceted amount of money investing in things and trying to be that entrepreneur that I was with the first company I did with Herbalife. I really wanted to get back to that level, but the scams had increased by the time I got back into that genre and wanting to do entrepreneurship and researching companies. And the more I got scammed, the more I learned. And I decided that I'm going to put these things down and make sure that this does not continue to happen to me. I will research the ins and out of a company to make sure that it's legitimate. And you have to, because sometimes these people want $300, $400, $500 and more. So if you're seriously considering investing that money, you have to make sure that they are legitimate. Look at what their paperwork is. Please read the fine print on the website, because most of the time they say that they have all these people giving these testimonials, but then in the fine print to the bottom, it'll say these testimonials are not typical, or something in that manner, to let you know that, okay, this is a special circumstance. What did these people do to get to the level of where they are, and what would I have to do that? So you have to ask yourself questions when you're getting ready to make that decision to be an entrepreneur. And it's not an easy road. That journey to entrepreneurship is, it'll have you pulling your hair out. You see my grays at the base. Most of that came from um, just really staying up at night, really trying to make something work. But in 2005, and this is the current thing, good Lord. Oh God, the itchy nose. But this is the current thing I do since 2005 until currently. And I have increased what I do. I have built a company off of a product. So in school, when I was middle school, high school, I had all these bunch of the black spots in my face, and I would break out. I had acne real bad. And for up until in my 20s, I just dealt with it. I didn't know soap would irritate it. Different fragrances. If I hugged somebody that had perfume on, it would irritate me and I would start sneezing. It was just a horrible, and I do that now. If I hug somebody with perfume on, I feel the ramifications of it because I start sneezing and feeling bad. And I just can't do the chemicals that's inside of the things that we buy over the counter. And they smell good. I'm not gonna say they're stinky and no, they smell good. I just can't deal with them because they irritate me. They irritate my skin. When I would use certain products, they would break my skin out even worse than what it was. So it got to the point, and even now I don't wear makeup. I wore makeup when I was with my first husband to cover bruises, to cover things that were going on with me, but typically I'm not a makeup wearer. I might wear lip gloss every now and then. I did get into the eyeliner and eyeshadow. I don't even do that now because I couldn't find the right brand and I would break out on my eyelids. It was just horrible. So I don't have a urge to wear makeup actually. Um, I do wear matte lipstick every now and then lip gloss, but that's basically it as far as wear foundation or anything. And that was the thing too, because with all those spots in my face, I wanted to find something to blend with my skin to try to cover the spots up. And I couldn't find anything that didn't break. It was some items that I tried that worked, but they break me out. So I got the pretty skin, but I got all the bumps from what's going on with what's inside of the product, the foundation or whatever that I'm using. So I was used to go to a local flea market here, and it's still here. It's called Keller's Flea Market. And got into SMC, and SMC was, those of you that's old enough, the guy that played on Happy Days, the dad, he represented them. So back in the day, they used to have all the SMC commercials, and they used him as their front person. And I ordered the stuff. It was items, but they were made in China. They were kind of, I'm not going to say cheaply made, but they were mass produced. So some of the items were not up to par. But I ended up getting into that. So I ordered a whole bunch of stuff, went out to Keller's Flea Market and started setting up on on Saturdays and Sundays, on the weekends. And for the most part, I did pretty good. But then there was a woman one Saturday, it was a woman, an older woman from South Carolina. She came over here to Savannah to come to the flea market to do her business. And she had a little item, a little soap. And I kept looking over there at her because she was out there both days. So Saturday I didn't say anything to her, but at Sunday, and this was in 2005, I kept looking and people was coming and they knew what she had, and she sold out that Saturday, and Sunday she had a whole fresh stock. So I asked her what is it? And she was like, well, I'm going to tell you now. She said, I wanted to say something to you yesterday, but I didn't. But since you're asking me what this is, she said, this is something that can help you. Hey, what is it though? That was the initial question. What is that you got? And she was like, this is called black soap. This is African black soap. And she made it herself. She said during the week, she would make batches. And she would rent a hotel for Friday night, stay here Saturday night, and then Sunday after 5, when the flea market closes, she would get on the road to get back to Carolina. But I kept looking at it and I was like, that's soap? And she was like, yes, it's soap. And she was like, hold it, try it. So I said, oh, okay. It looked funny. It didn't really have a scent to it or anything. And I was glad of that because I told her I can't really smell different things. She said, everything I do is natural. She said, even I use essential oil. She said, but in this, I don't put any fragrance in there. So she was selling them for, like, at the time, which was high to me, she was selling like $5 a bar. I was like, $5 for some soap? I wanted the soap, but I was like, I'm not paying $5 for no soap. And she saw that look on my face. She was like, okay, get it and try it. She said, I always, if I run across somebody that I think it will help, get it and try it and let me know. She said, I'll be here for some weeks. She said, I like coming to this market. She said, but she goes to different flea markets. She said, I've been to this one for a few weeks and I'll be here a few weeks more, Saturdays and Sundays. So let me know how you feel about it the next time I see you. So yeah, I took the soap home. I kept looking at it, first of all, because it looked like it wasn't going to lather. But I put it on the rag and it turned my rag black. But I put it on the rag and I tried it. And I was like, I liked how it felt on my skin, first of all. And I was waiting for the itch, to break me out or what have you, but it didn't. It actually felt good. And I continue to use it. I used my bar quick because I started because I'm a girly girl at heart. I like to smell good. I like the fragrant body washes and stuff, but they didn't like me. And wherever I would shower and put that body wash at, when you in the shower, the water's everywhere. So the body wash would be everywhere, and then an hour or two later, bumps would be everywhere. So I had got accustomed to being able to use certain products. It was certain things that I was able to use, but the cost was astronomical. It was like, I gotta do this in order to feel like a woman, in order to smell like how I like to smell, in order to, feel feminine. I wanted to feel feminine, but the stuff that's reasonably priced, or I don't want to say the bottom shelf stuff, but the bottom shelf stuff, really irritated me. So I had to spend a lot of money, and I would stretch that stuff, trust me, so that I won't have to keep buying the products because they were costly. But now here go this woman that's introduced me to something that I could use all over my body and it not break me out. No, it didn't have a scent, but it really cleaned and it dehydrated and it made my skin feel soft and supple. And it was like it lasted maybe about a week and a half or so because I didn't see her the next week when I went to the flea market because when you got your booth, unless somebody is with you, you can't like just leave your booth unless somebody trustworthy is next to you. If you got to go to the restroom or something, you're like, well, can you watch my booth? I got to run to the restroom. I'll run to get you something to eat. I would take lunches so I didn't have to spend the money at the flea market because the stuff out there was expensive. But I didn't see her that next week. But that second week after I met her, my husband came out there with me. And I asked him, I said, I gotta find this lady. I said, I hope she came this week. And the flea market is huge. So I'm walking, 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 trying to find her. And when I was about to give up, there she was with her stock, and she had other kinds of soap that she had an oatmeal soap, and I didn't see that the other time she was there. She was like, I got a lot of soaps. I hugged her. I was like, I need some soap. And she started laughing. She said that I see it did you good because honestly, the marks that was on my face, and it didn't happen automatically because it is natural products, but all those black spots that I had on my face, I saw them gradually disappearing just within that week and a half, 2 weeks, up until I saw her again. So I told her, I said, whatever I need to spend, I said, because the money I'm spending for stuff is not compared to what you have and what you're charging. That is a $5 bar. So I'll pay $5 for that. So I end up getting 3 bars. I got her contact information. And so that if I didn't see her or if I ran out, she said, because she shipped, she would be able to ship to me so that I would be able to not run out of my soap. And I'm telling y'all how my skin is even to this day because me and that lady's relationship got so strong until she told me she would let me know how she makes her soap. I gradually got into making soaps, and that's really not initially me. I tried it and I wasn't doing something right, but she told me it was a company that sold like black soap and other types of soap that I can get until I got comfortable making it. So I said, well, do they have chemicals in it? And she was like, no, it's all natural. So she trusted me to give me the website. I went on and I ordered, and my stuff came, and it was like, I need to start selling this stuff. I need to start selling it. So the first things I sold that I really felt passionate about, besides Herbalife, because I was done with that chapter. I didn't want to do multi-level marketing. I really wanted to work for myself. So they had so many kinds of soap, mango and butter and shea butter soap and another type soap that company still sells because I still deal with them. Very good company. Um, they had so many types of soap that I just ended up they used to come in 6-pack packages. And I used to get them in the bulk. And I ended up at that flea market making good money just selling black soap and other variants of soap. But I always wanted to make it. I wanted to figure out how to make it to where I didn't have to buy wholesale. I just could make it. But for years I did sell it wholesale, and I did really good with it. I ended up adding shea butter, the whole shea butter, the real shea butter. I've tried the one that's not real. I tried to melt it down and it was a mess. Water came out of it, and I've never seen water came out of shea butter before. I got it from a store here locally. It said African shea butter, and you have to order in bulk from the company I get from, and I didn't have the money to get in bulk. So I figured it says African shea butter, I should be able to get it. Not so. Lesson learned. I tried to make some products with it and I couldn't even sell it. I had to end up tossing it because it was not my products or my name. who I am. So I can't sell subpar stuff just to say I bought something and I gotta use it because I bought it. No, I toss that stuff away. But to make the story short and to get why I really embrace entrepreneurship and encourage women to be entrepreneurs is because if you could find that thing that you're passionate about, and most of the time it's stuff we already do, that we don't think that, well, nobody's going to get that from me. You'd be surprised. There's a niche market for stuff that's made. If you're a quilter, if you're a knitter, if it's things that you don't even think about, give a second thought. You'd be surprised at people that's looking for what you do. They have sites like Etsy and many sites that you could list your things on, or you could sell local in your city, in your community. And you'll be surprised at what you can do with that thing, that passion that you think nobody gives a second thought about. But this lady, we were in touch, and I didn't ever see her physically anymore after I got that second batch of soap from her, and she gave, was talking to me at that second time at the flea market 2 weeks after she had given me the initial soap. But we always communicated over the phone, because I'm not a phone talker, but some people I can talk to for hours, and she was one of those people. We didn't talk daily or weekly. Sometimes it would be once a month, twice a month, but we had built a business rapport and a friendship. And she passed 2000, I want to say 2012. But up until then, those years that we had together, it let me know that women can be supportive of one another and see each other get to the next level. This woman wanted me, not only wanted my skin to be healthy, but she wanted to see me succeed at that thing I was trying to do. So I am forever grateful for the relationship. I did go to her homegoing service because one of her daughters, I had got to know her family. One of her daughters reached out to me when she had passed and let me know that she was in a car accident trying to go to Charleston to an event, um, and lost her life there. I was heartbroken because I truly can. The people I'm close to, I'm close to them. And even though, like I said, I only saw her twice. That first initial time she gave me the bar of soap, and then 2 weeks later when I had to find her and I had to get more soap. Everything else from that was communication through calling. Wasn't texting so much back then like I do now. That's all basically I do is text. But back then I was more of a caller, and we would get on the phone because she was a little older than me. And we would get on the phone and talk for hours, not only about products but about life. And I valued our friendship, our relationship, and I looked at her as a mentor. So today, I have truly expanded my business to body butters. I sell the whole shea butter, or it could be broken down into pieces. I've figured out how to make soap now. So I, for probably about 7 years now, I've been making my own soap. Um, and I use quality ingredients because I know it's people out there like me that their skin is just so sensitive. And sometimes the things that say sensitive skin still would irritate my skin. And that was the frustrating thing. It says sensitive. Why am I still like itchy? Why am I breaking out? But nothing's 100% except God. Nothing is truly 100% except our Father. So I was so glad that I met her at the flea market that day. And she opened my eyes to not only having a passion for natural products, but doing something that was going to help me because I had this black stuff. I would break out with acne on top of breakouts, and it just really had damaged my skin. So I am so thankful that God sent her my way, or we sent each other's way, because she was real sweet and she did not withhold information. Anything I asked her about business, she was willing to share. And that's why I wanted to do this episode today, because we are so like this with information. Like, I'll tell you enough just to get you to where you need to be, but you can't get better than me. That is the sad thing about it, because it's enough room at the table for all of us to eat. Even if we sell the same thing, even if we're in the same niche, we can't serve everybody. We can't be so close-minded until we think, well, if I let you know what I'm doing, you're going to get some of my people. No, I have customers I have had for many years that I know if they wanted to leave and go someplace else, they could, because my niche is not any longer so much of a niche, except the oils, because I do sell body oils. I got into that a little while after I got into the soaps, because once again, with the perfumes, I couldn't use them. Breakouts, sneezing, coughing, all kind of foolishness. But with the oils, I'm able to smell feminine, and I love that. I blend oils to come up with a scent, so you can't get my stuff anyplace else. I am truly an original when it comes to blended oils, because I have a whole line, men and women oils. So I took a market, because at one time body oils was just the thing you could find. You go on the corner and you see the guys with their oils and their incense sticks. I came out during that time when everybody was kind of trying to find out a way to make themselves different. And I want to leave this as a tip today. Don't let congestion in a market frustrate you. You have to find a way to make yourself different. I found out that blending my oils and coming up with my own scents made me different. It made me stand out. It made people look for me. I have a few oils in particular that, yeah, when people, my customers wear it and they come back to me and say, sis, this the one right here. People stopping me and saying I smell good, and I have customers tell me that all the time, and it warms my heart, because actually my oils are basically my number one sellers. Those are the products that keep me going in this business. It's about 87% of my revenue, body oils. I have like 10 women scents, 6 to 7 men scents, and I had to do something to be different. I had to do something to stand out. And now you don't see all the people all the guys on different corners with the incense sticks and the oils. Because of technology, we found other ways to get out there like that. So I also had to find another way to get out there like that. But there's nothing like word of mouth. There's nothing like somebody wearing something and somebody else coming up to them and say, where did you get that from? And they're able to tell them, give them a card. Most of my customers like, give me a card so that I could, when people ask me, I have something to give them. It's a wonderful feeling. Now, is there a hidden entrepreneur in you? I was so tired of working hard. I was raising my children. I was trying to make sure I had income to sustain us, and I did remarry. But most of you know we need 2 incomes in a house. And I didn't want to just dump on my husband and say, you're going to have to take care of stuff while I figure this out. It was a slow process, but anything worthwhile. It's an investment. It's a personal investment and a financial investment. Because if you're passionate about it, you're going to do the things that's necessary to help it succeed. When you're an entrepreneur, people think you got time because you're not clocking in on somebody's job. So they feel you got time to get on the phone and talk, or you got time to hang out, or they can just call you at any time and you're available. And that's up to you to let them know that, no, I work. I just don't work a traditional job. You have to let people respect what you do, because if you don't, If you take it for granted, if you don't find solace in it, if you don't make it of an importance, they won't either. You can't ask somebody to do something that you're not doing yourself. So if you don't make your business a priority, nobody else will. You have to set those boundaries and say, well, no, today is a work day. I have days where I'm just, which tomorrow evening, I'll be here in here filling up bottles because I was out for a while. I was barely hanging on there, and I thank God for an understanding husband. But I've slowly built my inventory back up to where next Sunday, I'm having, my company is called Body Beautiful, and I'm having a reveal with Body Beautiful with all my oils, doing some bath bombs, um, just getting back out there. And I'm also going to sell dinner. The people that's here will be able to, they eat for free, but if you just want to come by and buy dinner, that's fine too. So, the thing about entrepreneurship is you got to be patient with it. You have to have purpose with it, and you have to have a love for whatever it is you're doing. If you're doing something just to get money, you may get the money, but you're not going to be happy with it. The first time something goes wrong, you're going to want to bail out. Because the thing with entrepreneurship is one day is not going to look like the next day. Each day is different. One day might be up, the next day might be down. And if it's something you're not really sure about, or you're just learning it, or if you're iffy and you really don't want to do it, that first sign of trouble, you're going to bail and you're going to go to the next thing. So make sure it's something that you love and enjoy, and that now you want to turn into a business because you're passionate about it. I love entrepreneurship. I love, even with my speaking, and I haven't been anywhere speaking in a while because most of you that watch this podcast, I've been saying I have going through a medical issue right now. So I haven't spoken anywhere in almost 2 years, which is fine because my body needs a chance to heal. The first year, it was basically, I was taking a sabbatical. I was listening to the Lord. I needed to take time for me. But after my incident to where now I'm going through a medical situation, I really am taking time for me. I really am searching, seeking that inner peace to where I'm okay with what my body is trying to do and the healing process, and just almost like in a cocoon, like waiting and growing, because I'm constantly researching, I'm constantly doing things. But even in my speaking, I don't charge to speak, but people always give like a donation. They ask you, how much you want to charge to come speak. I don't charge anything, but I do accept donations. That was a way of avenue and revenue as well. Helping people publish books, helping self-publish. And I don't put, some people have multiple books. I don't publish their multiple books. I help them self-publish to show them how to do it. And I do charge for that. Show them how to do it so that they can do it on their own for the rest of their books. Now, if they're so busy they can't do it, then yeah, I'll do it. But the goal is to be self-sufficient, to be able to do things on your own. I don't want somebody to keep coming to me because I didn't show them, because I didn't equip them with what they need to do in order to bring their book to life or bring their vision to life. But I show you because I wish somebody had showed me. I wish somebody had kept me from the pitfalls I went in from getting scammed. That's one of my books, the last one, about how I got scammed by a company because I was so excited to get published. I didn't know the ins and outs. I just paid the money, and it wasn't a little bit of money either. I wish I had some of that money now, but I just give God glory to be able to have a variant of talents to where I can help people get to where they want to get to. And even in entrepreneurship, you might not want to do natural products, but it's a format to entrepreneurship with whatever you want to do, whatever that zeal is in you that wants you to say, look, I don't want to clock in anymore. I don't want to be under somebody's supervision. I want to work for myself. And trust me, even in the midst of ups and downs, it is a beautiful thing to work for yourself. Yeah, I'm be honest. Sometimes it's a lot of down days. Oh, but those up days are beautiful. And even in the down days, you got to see the beauty that I am a business owner. I'm running a business. I'm sitting in my office now, and I thank God I got my back to the window instead of the other way, because you be able to see oils and shea butter, and I do DIY products, just stuff. But I love this life. I love it at 58 years old. I wish I knew it when I was younger, when my kids were little, when I would have been able to. There's no telling where I would have been with it now. But I've always had that unction to work for myself. I've always had that oomph to want to be able to make money with something that I knew how to do. And now I know how to do it to help others and make money at it. And no, I don't charge people an arm and a leg, because it doesn't take an arm and a leg. But I do charge because it's a service. And I've taken my main business, because even though I do other stuff, Body Beautiful is my bread and butter. I will never leave that, because I make my own products for my own skin. And I found out that my medication I'm taking for pain, meloxicam, was irritating my skin. So I had to find something, a way to combat that and get my skin. I took a picture of myself. I was doing something for Facebook and I wanted to do a selfie. And I zoomed in and I saw how my skin was looking, and I was like, oh my God. But I posted it anyway. I'm just that type of person. I posted it anyway. And after researching, I saw that that particular medication does irritate the skin. It also puts on weight, and I'm glad I'm health conscious and doing things not to, overindulge in food, because it was, you know, when I was three something, and that was my heaviest. I was three something for a while when I went through the abuse with my husband, when I ex-husband, when um I ate. I ate the pain away. I ate the frustration away. I ate the stress away. And in eating, I had gained bigger than I wanted to be. Getting it on was not hard, but getting it off was. And like I said, Herbalife helped do that. But after a while, the weight came back. And I really had to, I used to just take stuff just to, any quick thing that I saw a commercial on or somebody told me about, I just get it, try to lose weight, and it just wasn't helping. But when I got diagnosed as a diabetic, and I was already on that journey of not taking something, but actually doing something, being more physical, being more active, watching what I eat, not eating all the sweets, because I would eat sweets for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But in order for me to do what I need to do, what I want to do, those things that I love, I need to be healthy. And I needed to be at a weight to where it was manageable, because when you get older, it gets harder. The stuff you could do at a certain weight when you're in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, actually 40s is when it starts hitting you. And when you hit that 50 marker, yeah, you don't want to feel like how you feel, and you want to be healthier. You want to do the things that will help you get to that armor of what you need to succeed. Now, if you're comfortable with your weight, and nowhere I'm telling you to do whatever. I'm saying for me, I know what I needed to do for me, and especially after I got that diabetic diagnosis. I'm now 202. I can't get under 200. And I'm trying to get under 200, and I will. It's just I can't be real physical right now because I have limitations, but I'm not going to be the typical 67-year-old. I want to be extraordinary if God keeps me here until I'm in my 60s, 70s, and beyond. So if you have that thing in you that you want to be in business for yourself, I would encourage you to do your research first, even if it's something that you're passionate about. Find out what your state laws are, what kind of licensing you need. Be legal about it. Get your LLC or whatever it is you need to be legitimate with your business. Then treat it as a business. Don't treat it like, something casual. I'll just do it whenever. No, have a schedule for when you need to do stuff so that not only it gives you pride, but people will respect what you're doing. And be grateful for whatever it is, however you're going to enhance the world with your gift or your talent. Make it so it's something that's beneficial, something that's going to help people, something that's going to make somebody feel better. Because right now I'm working on something for these right here. I don't like bags under my eyes. So I'm currently working on something to try to get rid of the puffiness under the eyes. That's how my mind works. I know it's stuff over the market that does it, but I don't want all those chemicals on me. I've experienced what happens when I use stuff over the counter, and it's bumps and black, so it's just all kind of foolishness going on. So if you had that unction in you to do it, just figure out what road you need, what avenue you need to take to make your wanting a reality, to make it where you're able to do it. Don't just go quit your job tomorrow and start doing it. Use your job to propel you for entrepreneurship. Start saving, start researching, and make sure that's what you want to do. Don't jump in and out of it, because those hard days will come. And you need to be grounded to know that when the hard days come, you still need to press in there and believe in the thing you're doing. So I hope this episode helped you. Even if you are currently an entrepreneur, you already know those hard days come, but you got to stick in there and you got to do it. You got to make this your baby. Body Beautiful is my baby, and I do whatever I can to protect it, to enhance it, to add more products, to be accessible, to make sure that I'm pushing out the best products, the most healthiest products, the best ingredient products that I can push out, because it's me. People know that name. People know Body Beautiful. Oh, that's Tanya Hendry. I don't want to say, oh no, them products, whatever, and whatever. You know how people are. If you have a subpar product, they'll get that out quicker than the quality product that you're taking time to build. That's why you have to take the time to do it right and to build it. So I hope this helped you on your entrepreneur journey. If there's anything I could do to help, you could send a question to a woman's soul restored at gmail.com. The website is www.livelifenow.lovelifenow.net. And if you click on Body Beautiful, you'll see my product selection. And also my DIY selection is Body Beautiful Home. So the Facebook page is A Woman Soul Restored. And for the YouTube audience, it's the same thing, A Woman Soul Restored. If you're watching, please like and subscribe so that we know that because we see the views, but we don't really see that many liking. So please like us. And that's something I'm learning myself, that if I take the time to watch a video, I gotta like it to support that creator and whatever that content creator and whatever it is that they're doing. You don't have to, but it'll be nice if you click that thumbs up, letting us know that the content we're giving is something that you enjoy and that you would share with others. So for this week, this is Latonia Y. Hendry. Be blessed until next time.